but Bold Bastille given a little bit more rein, and she skipped 2 1/4 in front. She's too quick, she's too fast, and takes the big prize. Bold Bastille from Linkview.
I just think it's a really progressive horse, and it gets him with no weight.
Coco Sun clear with 50 metres to go, surges away, and Coco Sun won it well. 2 1/4 New York Hurricane.
And I'm with it again. I'm having 0.75 units to win on it.
Fancy Lansky and Shuffle Dancer, stride for stride. Belsevoir up on the inside, and Lady Jones over the top. Lady Jones swept up and won it from a photo. Chalton Lane sprouting wings, took extra 2. Green flies flashing. Chalton Lane won the last.
Hello everyone, can you believe it? It's Mornington Cup Day again. Big preview to get through. The highlight of the day obviously being the Mornington Cup race number 8. Last week was a good week, making profit again at Bendigo. Lady Jones and Coco Sun saluting were my highlights. And I changed to Chalton Lane on race morning. So if you're not following my Twitter and YouTube community tips that come out on Saturday morning, make sure you do. And also Bold Bastille, which was mentioned last week, but not an official tip. I was waiting till Saturday. So we're moving on to Mornington. Let's get on with the preview. Race 1 is the 2-year-old race. I haven't done my full ratings, but my tip is most likely going to be the favourite Perspiration. It looks the one to beat. Race number 2 is a fillies and mares benchmark 70 over the 1600 metres. Morkeb is the favourite at the moment at 320 ahead of Kabaka, who's the second favourite, and the third favourite is Dane on Tour. We're going to take a look at a last start replay of Morkeb. This was at Sandown. It ran third, steaming home from the back. This is a very exciting horse. I just kept coming back to this horse when doing the form. 2 runs ago, it ran behind Punch Lane at Caulfield on Balmain Stakes Day, and that is good enough form to be winning this. From gate 7, Stacky can hopefully have it on the outside, 1 out, and it'll be peeling wide into the straight, hopefully not too wide, and soaring over the lot of them. Looks the best horse in the race, and hopefully it can show that on Saturday. I'm having 1.25 units to win on it. Also 0.5 units to win on Thought Provoking. This is the easiest class of race it's seen in a long time. Has to carry the big weight, but Celine Gaudre claims 1.5 kilos. Is better for the first up run behind Legacies. Should map well from gate 1, settling right there on speed. I think it's over the odds at $11. I'm having 0.5 units to win on Thought Provoking as well. In for third, I've got Burlington Gate. I was surprised this horse was double figures. Should map on speed from gate 4 with Jai McNeil and be running well. And in for fourth, Fiasco Test. The 3 kilo claim for Ryan Houston should be helping that horse's chances. But I'm with Morkeb ahead of Thought Provoking in race 2. Race 3 is a benchmark 70 over the 1,000 metres. Ranveer is the favourite at $4.60. First up off over a year break again. Title Fighter is at $5.50. Pseudo is at $6. Manhattan Thunder is at $8.50. This was the runs of Pseudo and Ranveer in this exact same race last year on Mornington Cup Day, the benchmark 70,000 metre race, where Pseudo had the race fitness and Ranveer was first up off a year and a half. On Saturday, Pseudo's first up and Ranveer's first up off a year. So I think Ranveer's better suited. Also, Ranveer gets a weight swing on Pseudo off the performance at Mornington last year. So I think Ranveer has to be above Pseudo, and I've landed with Ranveer on top. I couldn't have any units on it just because I don't know, have no idea what's going on behind closed doors with this horse. It's only had 1 run since 2021, so not too sure what's going on there, but its best is good enough. So I'm happy to have it on top. Ahead of Title Fighter, who I've got in for second. This horse was all right first up behind Estriella, but I think drops back in class from that. Draws gate 9, so over the 1,000 metres will need to have pretty good speed to cross, and that's going to be a little query with that horse, but can win. For Pseudo in for third, should be getting a good run for Luke Nolan in the saddle, and in for fourth, Princess Ju Hello. Not sure where it maps, but it's good enough to win. I'm with Ranveer in race 3. Race 4 is an open handicap over the 2,000 metres. The favourite is Aaron Bay at $4. Galaron $4.50. Then you've got Mankind, Braden Star, Sunsets, all contesting for favouritism, but Aaron Bay just holds it at the moment. I think this is the best form reference heading into Saturday. It's of Aaron Bay, Galaron, and Bear Story. I'm having 1 unit to win on Galaron on Saturday. I think this run really surprised me first up because it was such a big price, but it was gelded heading into this preparation, and to produce this sort of run first up just shows that it's improved. a hell of a lot. I think second up to the 2,000 metres, can get the job done with Jamie Mott in the saddle. Will strip more fitter than what Aaron Bay will, because Aaron Bay was fourth up on this occasion and Galaron was first up. So I think he can turn the tables on Aaron Bay. I'm happy to have it on top, ahead of Bear Story, who was also first up on that occasion, and gets a little weight swing on Aaron Bay, which is good. I think it's over the odds. Lionel Messi in for third is an import. It beat Berkshire Breeze in one of its races overseas. That's good enough for him to be winning this. I reckon it's over the odds at $23, but is first up off a year and a half, so might need the run. And in for fourth, Sunsets. Lightweight, roll forward, Linda Meach. That can work for a win. But I like Galaron, 1 unit the win, race 4. Race 5 is a benchmark 78 over the 1,200 metres. End Assembly is the only horse in single figures and is the $4.60 favourite. There's not much else to say. Pantalone and Talbragar, second and third favourite, or thereabouts. I'm with two horses that come through the same form reference. This was from Australian Cup Day, a race won by Midtown Boss featuring Talbragar, and also Impressive Enough. Impressive Enough flies from the back but was race fit. Talbragar was first up on this occasion, and its work late suggests that 1,200 metres for this horse will be ideal. I would have had Talbragar a clear on top selection and been confident, and it would have been my only unit playing the race. But it's drawn gate 17, and that's put me off. But I'm just thinking, if it gets a good run and it wins, I don't want to be off it. So I'm having 0.5 units to win on Talbragar at $11, and I'm having 0.25 units to win on Impressive Enough. I think that form reference is way stronger than what anyone else brings heading into this race. Impressive Enough will get back from gate 3 and need luck, but I think it's good enough to win. End Assembly in for third is the class runner for Moody and Coleman. Draws gate 4 will be on speed. Will it need a run? Maybe, but don't know. It can win. And Our Red Morning draws very wide, but is good enough to win. I've got it in for fourth. I'm with Talbragar and Impressive Enough in the fifth. Race 6 is the Mornington Guineas over the 1,600 metres for the 3-year-olds. Rip Roar is the favourite at $2.90, ahead of Grid Girl, who's at $5, and the rest are bigger prices. So this was the last start run of Rip Roar at Geelong. This was his first up win on a heavy track, settled in an on-speed position and was just too good for this lot. This has ended up being my best of the day. I'm having 2 units to win on Rip Roar. I just think it's better than these. Draws gate 5 will map for a good run with Harry Coffey in the saddle. This horse ran 6th in the Superimpose on Turnbull Stakes Day last preparation, where it was finishing alongside the likes of Sunsets, who would absolutely bolt in this race. And that race was won by Riff Rocket. So the form holds up. I think Rip Roar, as I said, is just better than this lot and should be getting the job done second up, in my opinion. In for second, I've got Dual Pressure. Can't believe this horse is double figures at $11. Maps for a good run and was good 2 runs back. Don't know what happened last week at Bendigo, but is off the week back up. It can win at $12. Wouldn't be surprised. Grid Girl in for third. This horse maps well from gate 4. Blake McDougall rides. And Tecumwa in there for fourth for Moody and Coleman. First up, might need the run, but I think it's good enough to win. I really like Rip Roar in the Mornington Guineas. It's that time of the week. It's last man standing. Sammy has increased his lead. He's out by a fair way now. Sky High Horse Racing just in the green. Then Geordie, who's got to third. Simon in fourth, and I don't know what's going on with me. I'm last by a long, long way. And I've made the final week of Last Man Standing the Goodwood Day at Morphettville, which is mid-May somewhere. That's going to be the last week for Last Man Standing, so I've got about a month to catch up. Anyway, this is what we're doing this week. Sammy has yet to send me through the tips, so he's going to be copping a $100 penalty. He can still get me through the tips, but he's just going to be copping a $100 penalty on whatever he does. So Sky High Horse Racing, 500 the win, Amelia's Jewel in the Quokka, keeping it simple. Geordie's having 200 the win on See What I See. He's having $100 the win on Broadsiding, 100 the win on Zerastro, 100 the place on Strawberry Rock. Simon yet to send me through his tips, and I'm going for it. $300 win all up, going for Galaron into Rip Roar into Cadmus in the last race. If that gets up, well, I'm going to win the whole thing. So that's what we're doing Last Man Standing this week. Race 7 is a benchmark 78 over the 2,000 metres. See What I See is the odds-on favourite at $1.90 at the moment. Clear favourite ahead of Moya Lass at $8. The rest are double figures. This was the last start run of Musgrave on the Discovery Day at Yarra Valley in a really high rating race. I have a good opinion of the winner for Cliff Brown, Almarac, and Musgrave just never gets a crack at them at all. Should have won this race by a fair way. Had to carry the 61 kilos on this occasion. Now drops back down to the 54 kilos on Saturday. Does rise up in class, but 54 kilos is a good weight for this horse. Draws gate 7, which is perfect to a horse that gets to midfield. And I just think the market's completely missed this horse. I'm happy to be with it on top at about $23. And the only query with it is that it's the second emergency and needs 2 scratchings. So I'll be hoping 2 horses come out. But if it doesn't run, I'm with See What I See on top. Probably should be winning again. Draws gate 6. They're just going through the grades with this horse, and it keeps turning up. Good winner last start on Australian Cup Day. In for third, Savoir Faire for the Tangerine Tsunami. Draws a tad wide, but I like the first up run. It's got some good form lines going back through last preparation. And Fagan in there for fourth. The Brisbane coach, Chris Fagan, in for fourth. Draws gate 17. Poor map, but finished second behind See What I See last start, so I had to acknowledge it. But I'm with Musgrave at a price in race 7. Race 8 is the feature. It's the Mornington Cup over the 2,400 metres. First Immortal is the favourite at $4.50, ahead of the New Zealand Raider Nereus at $7, Strawberry Rock 7, Deny Knowledge $7.50, Little Mix 8. It's a very wide open race. I'm going back to the win 2 starts ago of First Immortal. This was in the anniversary Vars where it beat Aaron Bay, who came out of this race and won its next start. Beat Nugget, who went to Sydney in the Doncaster Mile, and I think it ran 4th. So that form's held up. Was disappointing last start First Immortal. I just think experienced some second up syndrome and wasn't in the best ground back to the inside either. I'm not too confident on Saturday, which is why I haven't got any units on it. Just because it's drawn gate 13 and I don't know where it's going to get to from a map position. But if a couple race each other for the lead early, it could slot in maybe on speed, 1 out. Or maybe if there's a 3 wide running line, it can be 2 out and on speed. So I'm not too sure what Luke Curry's going to do. But if he finds a spot, I just think this horse will be winning, and I'm happy to have it on top. Strawberry Rock in for second, draws 10, good last start run in the Roy Higgins. It can win. In for third, everyone should have this in their quaddie. SD Feeney at a big price, ran in the Australian Cup last start, was outclassed, but loves this sort of distance. And it was good 2 back behind Young Werther running third on Newmarket Day. So it can win at $51, and Deny Knowledge is at $7.50 and is my 4th pick. It should be running well on speed, but I'm with First Immortal ahead of Strawberry Rock in the Mornington Cup. Race 9 is the listed Hariba Stakes over the 1,200 metres. Grand Impact is the favourite at $4.80, ahead of Mahaba, who's at $5.50, and double figure odds for the rest. Bigger odds the rest. Mahaba, this was its last start run at Caulfield on All-Star Mile Day. Did very well on this occasion, second up, but just couldn't fend off Brudenell. Now on Saturday, I've got it clearly on top. It would have been probably my best of the day, but it's drawn gate 13. A lot of these horses I've got on top on Saturday, I would have been really confident on, but have drawn wide. Talbragar, Mahaba, First Immortal. Why did they have to draw the car park? But if Mahaba can get a spot, if it can be quick enough to cross all of them and settle outside the leader, I think it's the one to beat, but I don't think that'll happen. I don't think it has the speed. Hopefully it's on speed with a bit of cover and will be in the right part of the track come that stage of the day. So Mahaba's on top for me, ahead of Grand Impact, who should take benefit from that first up run at the Valley and be running well with the 54 kilos. In for third, I've got Poland at a big price. Will probably lead and give a big sight with the lightweight to the 1,200 metres. And Pintoff, first up for the new stable, Kieran Ma, gate 7 on speed, can win. But I'm with Mahaba in race number 9. Race 10 to finish the day is a benchmark 84 over the 1,600 metres. We've got equal favourites here. Dashing and Frigid are both at $3.30. Gregor Limo is at $6 and double figures the rest. This was the most recent jump out of Cadmus. I think this was at Traralgon, where it came up the inside. The leader sort of got away a little bit, and Cadmus got a little bit, left a little bit flat-footed because it is a stayer, but really picked up late and finished about a half a length off the leader and the eventual winner of the jump out. This horse has got some good form going back to last preparation, only finished about 2 lengths off Glentanius last start with similar weight, and that horse has been going around in some listed races. So I think Cadmus deserves to be on top. I think he can win first up on Saturday. Gate 8, settle off the hot speed and come charging down the middle. Dashing in for second, can win being on speed. Sheridan Clark claims the 3 kilos, which is important. Was a good last start run behind He's Out Bonneval. It can win. In for third, I've got Chinga's Prestige. Kieran Ma Import was a good recent jump out. It can win. I think it's over the odds. And then in for fourth, I've got Mathletic. The Ryan Houston 3 kilo claim should help that horse, and I think it'll take benefit from its first up run. I think $34 is over the odds. 0.5 units on Cadmus to finish the day. Now it's time for the Quaddie. Very close again last week. Got 3 out of 4. Missed out on El Soleado. So can we finally win one this week? Who knows? We're moving on. Number 3 in the first leg, See What I See. 5 Desperado. 6 Savoir Faire. 15 Moya Lass, 16 Fagan, 17 Musgrave. In race 8, the Mornington Cup, 2 Future History, 4 First Immortal, 5 Deny Knowledge, 9 Estefini, 10 Strawberry Rock. In the Hariba, we've got 5 Pintoff, 10 Mahaba, 11 Grand Impact, 12 Poland, and then going 3 in the final leg, going for 4 Dashing, 10 Cadmus, and 13 Chinga's Prestige. That's what I'm doing for the Quaddie, $100 for 28%. Thank you everyone for watching another one of my previews. We've made profit for the past few weeks now, so hoping to keep that rolling into Mornington, and hopefully, I think if 2 of these get up, then we're going to be in profit again heading into this next week, which is Vobis Day at Caulfield. So I'll see you all then. Good luck. Hopefully you find a winner. Hopefully I've tipped you into a winner. And until next week's preview, bye for now.